Good evening, everybody. Um, Real quick, I just want to say, as far as announcements go, that I am still doing readings, tarot readings, and shamanic journeys. And check the description box below for info on that. And I'm working on my second business on building up my product catalog right now. But keep an eye out, it'll be popping soon. I have a lot of stuff going on, but I'm working on it. But tonight I want to talk about self-parenting. And I was told to talk about self-parenting because it came as a realization to myself. And then today, on Facebook, somebody made a post where they were talking about mothers who are jealous of their own daughters. And I always thought it was me. And I always thought it was me, like a thing that, like, is it just me? But no, there was like so many people on this thread. And each one of them expressing, different levels to that. Where some parents were downright vicious and some were, you know, wishy-washy, like double-sided, like sometimes being a mom and loving and kind, and other times like breaking them down because they don't want to see you get that far because they're jealous of you. If you haven't seen my videos that I don't know, I think I probably did a lot of that kind of shadow work back in 2017, maybe 2016 as well. But if you've been following me this year, I have been back at home in my mother's house, and I haven't spoken a lot about it. I said a couple times it's bothering me, but I haven't really spoken a lot about it. However, I have to say, like, especially as we like are getting into the last month of this retrograde season with these planets and everything, I really feel grateful, and I feel okay with parenting myself. I feel more okay with it than ever. But I'll speak up a little bit about our relationship. I'm a kid who grew up with a mother who is jealous of them. My mom was somebody that always tried to break me down, always tried to put me in, quote unquote, put me in my place. Somebody who whittled down my self-esteem and my self-pride, things like that, a lot as a kid. Especially, like, she became especially more, what's the word for it, brutal, like just unkind, just downright evil as I went in from puberty on. That's when like things went to another level of something's really wrong here, that type thing. Like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I can remember like trying so hard to stay out of her way, and everybody would be like, she's not even bothering you, like, leave the girl alone. And she would go in on anybody who told her to leave me alone. Like, it was a non-stop thing. And it just worsened and worsened. I'm talking about physical abuse, financial abuse, emotional abuse, all that shit. And when I dug into shadow work, I had a lot of work to do. And I feel like being back here now, things have come full circle. I'm able to see the things, number one, see that she ain't changed. And to see how sad it is to like be in your 50s and be the same person you were when you were like 12. Did not have any growth, did not have any maturity, did not experience the freedom that I feel being in my 30s. I feel so much more free than what I did when I was younger, probably because I've done the work. But I can't imagine being bound by my childhood traumas. That's the word I want to say. I can't imagine being bound by my childhood traumas and making every decision based on some shit that happened to me when I was a kid. Like, every decision. That's the point of healing. That's the point of doing this shadow work. That's the point of digging deep and going through these processes, because when you don't, everything is triggering, number one, and you get stuck. Like, you get so incredibly stuck. Like, I'm back here and I'm around certain family members, even my cousins that I grew up, and I mean, like, we grew up together like we were sisters. And to see that I'm the only one like me, to see that I'm the only one that's trying to push forward to do something different is sometimes shocking, sometimes striking, and is very isolating and is very lonely. And it's weird because I don't think I ever felt lonely before in my life, but being around a bunch of people that I can't relate with is like blaring to me, like it's something that I can't ignore, something that is just there all the time that I just don't fit in. And so it's definitely time to move on. But I'm saying all this to say that there's a point to everything that you've gone through, and you can do as much healing work as you can on yourself and on the generation before you and the generation prior to that one. And it doesn't mean that there will be an immediate reaction. You know what I want to say? Like, it doesn't mean that you're going to see the change in your mother right away, or in your grandmother right away, or your great grandmother, if necessary. It doesn't mean that you're going to see the change in the women in your family around you right away. Like, this healing work, there is no instant gratification most of the time. It's difficult to do, and what's even more difficult is not reaping the benefits right away. Sometimes it seems pointless, but at the end of the day, like, I'm happy about what I chose in this lifetime, if that makes sense. I realize in what ways it has made me strong. They say that we choose our parents, and therefore we choose certain aspects of the way that we're raised, knowing the people that we chose as parents. And I spent a portion of my life thinking that it was so unfair. But once you really heal, I realized that it's not unfair. If I hadn't experienced someone's jealousy, if I hadn't experienced someone blocking me, someone trying to pull me down, would I run faster? Would I try harder? Would it make me, brave? More brave or more courageous? So I'm grateful to have the adversity come from home court. You know what I mean? Before I get out into anything else. Oftentimes I feel like, you know what? If I can deal with this bullshit, if I grew up in this bullshit, like, there's nothing else that I can't do. There really isn't. And so back to talking about parenting yourself, you have to get okay with being your own mother. You have to get okay with being your own father. You have to be okay with that. Like, sorry, my voice is sounding all hoarse, but it's been sore, and maybe my throat chakra is a little blocked, and I had some shit to say because I've been biting my tongue quite a bit about this, but about, experiencing the same shit that I did as a kid, but now I'm older, and so I see things differently. And at this point, I'm trying to manifest some large things in my life, like some big things, and I'm not lowering my vibration for anybody at this point. Like, I can't be deterred. I gotta stay focused. And in order to stay focused, the best thing I can do is be my own mom. The best thing I can do is be my own dad, to say, you know what, you got this. You were taught better. You know better. There's nothing that you can't do. Put your mind to it. Strategize. Put one foot in front of the other. You can do this. If I don't do anything else, I'm going to encourage myself. You know what I mean? And when it comes to certain things that bother me, sometimes I literally pretend like as if I'm talking to myself as the mother me. Having matron deities helps a lot as well, but sometimes I am my mother, and I'm okay with that. Not only my mother to myself, I've been in a predicament where I've had to mother my mother since I was a kid. So why not? If I can do it to someone who's twice my age, why can I not do it to myself? So like I said, this healing journey isn't easy, but you've got to come You've got to become okay with being everything that you need. Be it a friend, be it a parent, be it, a mentor, a lover, a fighter, someone who fights for you, an encourager. You got to become it all. And it's exhausting, so you got to take care of yourself while you're at it. But it's time for people in our community to stop. I feel like so many people victimize themselves and they go off like a dog licking their wounds for so long, and while they're doing that, they're creating children. While they're doing that, their children are creating children, and it's like a vicious cycle of everyone having, shitty parenting because no one's actually going off and healing and giving themselves the things that they need. You literally are born with everything you need to get through this lifetime. There's nothing that you aren't born with. Not a damn thing. There's literally nothing that you aren't born with. No qualities, no, you don't lack love. You don't lack attention. You don't lack affection. You don't lack any of that. Excuse me. It's all within you. You just got to tap into it and trust it and be okay with it, because we get taught to look outside so much that we're not okay with looking within. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Go within and be okay with parenting yourself when you need it.